like he's playing a stalker and he's playing this stalker to a girl and pursuing her in all wrong ways, but I'm just in awe of that man even if he plays a negative character.
Welcome to another episode of a Voice Podcast, the podcast for students by students. Today we have with us very special guest, Vishakha Agrawal. How does it feel to be soon graduate of SLC?
It's been an exhilarating journey and it's been exhausting too. At the end, it just feels so good. Like there's been so much learning in the last 10-12 months. It's been empowering, I would like to say that, because I have sort of grown as a person. I have evolved as a person, and I think that's a positive impact that has happened with to me in the last 10 months. Wow, I still remember everything from my day one.
Yeah.
The day I landed.
Which date?
It was 19th of April last year.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was like a little puppy, if I have to say, everything's so new and I'm gonna like kill it and all of that. Yeah. And as the day passed, I started out to sink in the realities that I have literally left back my country, my people, and I don't know anyone here, especially in Kingston. So there was a lot of questioning, there was a lot of self-critical analysis and stuff like that, where I was not sure if I made the right decision. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. It was how we sort of call it quarter life crisis. And but yes, eventually when this college started, I met everyone. I met you. We started like talking and sort of things started to fall in place. It took a lot of time for me to understand what, where, and how, what I want. And when I see today, at the day we are recording this, I feel more calmer and more empowered as to I know that things will be all right. I just have to be patient.
That's, like patience has been one, I think, of the things which you need to be when you move to Canada. Yeah, so why choose Canada, leave home?
Well, there were a lot of other countries that I was also looking at, but I think reading about Canada and the Canadian immigration was quite positive. My friends recently moved who are in Toronto, and it kind of made sense for me to move here in terms of the student culture, in terms of how people are welcoming and how they have created space for not only Indians, but a community for everybody to be a part of this country. So I think that was it. It was a very quick decision. As soon as I received the letter, I was like, okay, quit my job, travel, and then move here.
Is it an easy decision to make or a challenging one?
It was quite a bit of both. Easy because I was kind of doing a repetitive job back home, like where I was working, and I needed some change. So I decided I'll move. But after I decided that I will be moving here, it was kind of continuous thoughts that, oh my God, I'm going to leave everything behind, start everything from ground zero. But I think it was the right decision.
And what are your goals after, when you arrived here? What were your goals? Like you say, you were in a monotonous job that, you kind of did what you had to do back home. Mm-hmm. What were your goals when you were planning to come to Canada?
It was, right now, it's very basic that I have set a goal that I need to establish myself here. Mm-hmm. That's the only goal that I have for the next 1 year, where I can set myself as a communications professional or digital marketer. So that's what I'm aiming for, because I'm still learning new things and trying to understand the Canadian setup and Canadian culture, corporate culture and stuff. So I've just set that goal where I want to do good work and I want to establish myself where people know me for my communications and PR skills.
So you have a huge background in PR and basically marketing. How did you think that helped you coming to Canada?
That was a very, very important, I would say, was an important aspect to start a journey here, because I had a foundation and I understand how the industry functions, maybe not in a Canadian setup, but the basis of the whole culture and stuff like that. So starting over here was a little bit challenging, but not exactly, I would say, extremely challenging. I had the knowledge as to what needs to be done in terms of research, or how I can make a plan and very basic stuff like that. So, having an experience, people who have experience in that particular field, and you want to expand you want to diversify your skill set in that particular industry, it will give you an edge because you have that basic background. And that's what it helped me to know what I want to do next and how I want to shape my career into digital marketing, whereas my background was in more traditional marketing. So it really helped me to learn the new aspects of digital marketing, but also like have the background of marketing.
So shifting, well, it's a smooth transition, you would say, shifting from traditional to digital, or is it more surprising than many people think?
It was smooth, but yes, the back end of digital marketing where you need to learn analytics, that's a little more intriguing, because the platforms are not usually what you see as a normal marketer, traditional marketer, but it's a vast sea of something where you can learn and educate yourself every day. Digital media is changing every single day. You need to be on your toes every time to know the policies, the tools that probably is coming into place, what is Facebook doing, how's Instagram changing. And
What are some challenges that you face and how you overcame them, you think?
challenges basically was in terms of my thought process, where I needed to leave everything I've built back home in my career and start from ground zero, like I said. So that was a challenge where I was debating if I would be able to do that all over again. And but I know one thing for myself: if I put my mind into it, I know that I will be making sure that I achieve it. So while I decided, I overcome my challenges. I mean, it was just a thing back home, like where I was thinking, okay, yes, I can do it. But it was a process to accept the decision and to move forward in a new country and to build everything again. And I hope I'm doing justice to it, to my decision.
Finally, you moved to Canada and Kingston specifically.
Yes.
So how did you find the city? How do you find the city, having lived there for a year?
I would be honest. I really, really like Kingston. I have lived all my life in big cities back home, and Kingston literally calmed me down as a person, like to take things slowly, gradually, because everything will happen. You don't have to rush. Kingston is really good, and there are so many communities that you can be a part of where people are so welcoming, so warm, and they want to host you, and they want to make you feel at home. Like that's the best part. Like everyone I've met so far, in prop example, like the volleyball committee or friends from other groups, they've always ensured that you are welcomed and you are one of them. And it really makes a big difference for somebody who has traveled miles away from their home. To make them feel home, it takes a lot of courage and a big heart. And I would say everyone that I've met so far in Kingston have welcomed me with open arms. So I'm really grateful for that.
So let's spend some time about the community, the people in Kingston. Do you have let's elaborate a bit. Like how has SLC opened the doors to you in the community and the city?
So St. Lawrence plays a really important and critical role in what I'm doing right now in my day-to-day life. So to start off with, I would say I'm really grateful to Jennifer Baker. She taught us social media,
Yeah.
like and she hired me to work for her. And it was it has been an incredible journey with her. She has been like a home away from home. She has been so welcoming and so warm. I'm grateful for her in my life, and meeting people, and the questions that I have, that I keep asking her about how do I, the cultural differences that there probably are and I'm not aware of. So she's kind enough to, explain them to me. And then the professors I meet here, all of them are very generous and helpful. Then there are a couple of communities that Kingston has. They're all on Facebook. You just have to be open to meeting new people. I'm sure there are people who have who have consciousness, and who are not so open in meeting new people and not comfortable. But I would say that just extend your hand, and there will be hundreds waiting there to help you. One such example, like I mentioned again, volleyball committee has been good. We have gone played volleyball in summer, and they're amazing. Like they go way out of their ways to help you and make you feel home. There are like small celebrations that they have, like this week was Holi, and people have been talking about it. So you don't feel so far away from home. Yes, far away, but not so far away. So community plays an important role, I guess, where you feel belonged and you feel at ease and you feel comfortable.
So would you recommend, people who are listening right now, even students at SLC, to go out there to know and meet people and not just stay within a group of friends?
Definitely, 100%. Like people move here to grow and to nurture themselves, right? So there are so many communities and meeting events, and in colleges itself, like there are so many cultural events as well, where you can go meet people from different countries, exchange cultures, exchange food, talk to them about their journeys. There's so much to learn. Like it's massive information available. It's just how you approach it, and it's really important to understand the cultural difference, because we come from a set of different beliefs and values, and everybody else comes from a different cultural background. And understanding that and coming together with all of that, it gives you empowerment in terms of knowing things better. So I've learned a great deal from you about Mauritius, and we have different, people from different countries where we talk about that, the food and stuff like that. So definitely, I would highly recommend to be out there and not just restrict yourselves from within one group. That's really important.
And speaking of different cultures, different countries, what are, like, before coming to Canada, what are the cultures and countries that you've met here at SLC that has like captured your attention or impressed you, or like you've learned from them?
So I have fairly met, Canadians, obviously, Mauritius, Colombians from Peru, and I think majority of them are also from India. But the thing that I've learned from most of the cultures is that everybody's so welcoming. That's the only thing that I can think of where people are welcoming. And when you have that kind of opportunity where you're being welcoming with an open arms, you get that opportunity to learn more about the person or to learn more about the culture. And then you kind of start finding out similarities between people's journey and how they were raised and stuff like that. And you start feeling like nobody's different. Like you're just one global person where you're trying to learn so many things.
How would you say, how surprising, or how were you like so prepared for it?
This was not something new for me, I would say,
Yeah.
because I was living alone for the last 10 years since I moved out of my house. The only challenging part I would say here was time management, and also to give space for your mental health. That has been two important things that I think I have learned during the last 10 months. I was not prepared for it. It was just how you prioritize, because yes, socializing is important, your grades are important, and maintaining and eating healthy is important. It's how you prioritize and how you manage every minute of your schedule, because you cannot miss or give importance to one and then not give importance to others. So it's about how you manage your schedule. Important thing is to maintain a calendar, which I'm sure Sean can vouch for. And importance of calendar is that you know how your day is planned, how your week is planned, how your month is planned. I have my month planned uh, days in advance, so that I know that what I'm doing and what how my days are going to be. Like, at least it's not going to be like a strict rule, a thumb rule that no, oh, this there I have to finish this. No, like, it can change, but at least it gives you like a headway into how your days are going to be like. So maintaining a list, maintaining a calendar really helps.
Definitely. And so, would you say, like, what did you learn, like, in your first year living in Canada that was different from how you were living in India?
I think giving myself more time, taking that time out, and just reflecting. I think I've not done that in a long time back home, but here you have so much time, you have so much time with yourself, that I don't think any more I can say this for most of us. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but you have to live with yourself for the time that it makes you uncomfortable. So dealing to learn how to be with yourself only gives you more power and empowers you in a way. So that's one thing that I've learned, and I'm so happy about it. It makes me feel so complete, and so gives me power to do whatever I want. And it's a difficult phase to come out of, but it's really helpful. I would definitely say that giving time to your mental health and prioritizing yourself is really important.
Is I've always vouched towards prioritizing yourself before anyone, like even friends, family, and
Yes.
stuff. Like, I do like enjoy my friends' company, but I also love my own personal time because I need it for myself, and sometimes it's a bit difficult when you're so busy.
Yeah.
How was your life back there, back in India? How were you living?
So I was living alone in Mumbai,
Mhm.
and it was fun because mostly I was surrounded by my friends, my family, and it was usual like 9 to 5 job, evening go for walks, and or probably go for a game. I used to start my day playing tennis. That was my workout because I'm not a gym person at all.
Mhm.
So I used to do that. It was kind of hectic. Like, life in Mumbai is very hectic, where you literally don't have time to breathe. To give you an example, it probably is exactly the life here in Toronto. It was hectic, but it was quite accomplishing, I would say.
So, what do you miss the most from home?
Food!
Everyone says food.
Food. I miss food. I miss going out at 3 in the night just to like eat whatever I want to. So, yes, I really miss food. I can cook food. I think I've done quite some experiments on you.
I mean, hey, like those little paratha, are really good.
Eating with fork and knife, guys, parathas.
They're lovely. It's like eating pizza with forks and knives. That's what I do. Always
Yeah.
forks and knives. Except chicken wings. I love chicken wings with
Yeah.
that's not exaggerating. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think food, I really miss food from back home.
Which food did you have at 3 a.m.?
Oh, there are so many. You have idlis. I think I've introduced you to idlis. Yeah, idlis and late night, food, and it's like just midnight cravings, I would say, where you can just ride down the road and you have whatever you want to eat. So, yes, food is definitely one of the things that I miss, and going out at whatever time in the night and seeing people. I miss the crowd because it's so densely populated. Yes, I think I miss that, especially food. Food for sure. I'm sure everybody agrees that they miss food from India.
I love food. I love food from Mauritius. It's very, very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's home.
Yes.
But I've never come to a point where, oh, I miss food from home.
No.
Never. It's surprising to me. The first time I went to France, I was like, well, I miss like food like everybody says they miss. I didn't.
No.
Again, it's tasty, but I know there's other food here to explore. Like I know I wanted to taste French food. I was more excited. I was more into the mindset. Let me go and eat French food out there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but sometimes I do. I miss it a little bit in Canada.
Yeah. I think the only caveat for me here is that I'm a vegetarian. So I have very, very, very less options, at least in Kingston, I would say. So whenever we go out, I think I'm only living out of nachos and fries.
Nachos and fries. What was the other food that you had? Come on, you should have had over
Pizza. Margarita pizza with a little bit of veggies, I guess. Yeah.
When you're feeling adventurous, a little bit of veggies, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, definitely food.
Yeah. And missing food. What are your favorite foods from home?
Oh my god, I can't name one. There's so many. Also, like,
can we get a top 5, a top 10?
Pani puri for sure.
Okay, pani puri.
Pani puri.
So if we go to India, in Mumbai, we should have this.
Pani puri.
Pani puri.
Vada pav. Vada pav.
Vada pav.
Yes. So it's like an Indian burger, just to give you
an Indian burger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's called it's vada pav. I would say next would be dosa.
Dosa.
Mm-hmm. I think
yeah.
You know dosa. I think that'll be my top 3.
Top 3.
Mm-hmm.
What makes those dishes so good?
So they're all street food.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely make it at home, but it's just the convenience. And right now talking about it just makes me so hungry and wanting to just take that bite of pani puri. It's delicious. And every part of India has their own versions of the same dish.
Mm-hmm.
It's so vast. Like, yes, Mumbai has its own street food culture.
Yeah.
But when you go to the northern part, the Delhi or the south of India or the eastern part of India, you will be bombarded with so much variety of food, especially vegetarian and non-vegetarian. It's limitless. The kind of food, the energy and the time that goes into making these food is so. I am hungry already.
so like speaking of variety, I think like India has a lot of variety of food. Just like you have different cultures also in India. What my question still remains to food though. Like what is inside a dosa?
Oh my god!
What are the fillings? It's like pizza toppings. What do you put?
It is.
What do you put inside dosa?
My preference?
Yeah.
I like.
What would you recommend if I ever go to
cheese masala dosa?
Cheese masala dosa sounds good. I like cheese.
I can probably just make one for you.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like the dosa, the normal round, crisp rice made with crisp rice batter. It's like a soft, crisp pancake. It has mashed potatoes with little bit of condiments, and then you just grate a lot of cheese, and then
a lot of cheese. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Yes.
And dosas, vara pav.
Yes.
So what's inside a vara pav?
So it's like an Indian burger, if I have to put it. You have a bun.
Yeah.
And you have a mashed potato vada. How do I explain vada?
Is it a gravy?
No, it's like it's a fritter.
It's deep fried.
Yes.
Batter.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a fritter and it's round in shape, and you put it under it, add a lot of masalas and chutney, and then just have it. It's like a local good. It's spicy, but you can adjust the spiciness.
Do you put butter also?
Yes.
Yeah. That's my favorite ingredient.
Yes. A lot of butter. Yes, definitely.
my favorite ingredient. Butter and carbs.
And cheese.
And cheese. And garlic. Those are my favorite ingredients in food.
Yeah.
And the last one was dosa. Pani puri.
Pani puri. Have you had that before?
I had pani puri before.
Yeah,
it's like those crispy.
It's a very funny way. I don't know how to explain it. So it's like a
crispy balls.
Yes, like water balls.
It's like ping pong.
Yeah, it's like a ping pong. You just like
table tennis.
Put and then just put a lot of water and potatoes into it and just have a bite. Yeah. It's so delicious, and like your mouth would feel a lot of flavors, burst of flavors in just one go, and you feel so satiated. You feel this is it, guys. This is what I wanted. Everybody should try pani puri.
And I guess this question answers the previous what you just said. What would you like to have from home, realistically?
Realistically, yeah. That's a deep question. What would I like to have from my home here?
Yeah.
I think my mom keeps sending a lot of food from back home. So I think that surfaces
food. Yeah.
It surfaces the food aspect of it, if not 100%, some parts of it. I think that's about it. And I have my little prayer, my little temple, if I have to put, which makes me feel home. And I think that's all I can get. I can't literally have my people move from all the way to Canada just because I want them to. I think food and the temple makes me feel home.
You like your little temple?
Yeah. I mean, they've been there, like the idols have been there for, I think, as long as I can remember. And I got them with me. So that's the closest to heart and home, because we used to have it in our own temple back home. It's a part of that. So that's the closest. And it feels spiritual, and it feels good. It feels positive.
Would you think, coming from home, spirituality is very important into your journey?
Yes, it definitely is. And I've been practicing meditation. I did not once I came here, but I kind of, started meditating once a week with there's a community for it, and it's called Art of Living. So I do, this is a breathing exercise that they, a group of people coming together do, and it is exhilarating. It just takes you to a different world, and it calms you down. So that's where I transitioned from being an hyperactive person to being a little bit more calmer. So that really helps. Spirituality for me helps in terms of calming down and just being positive and waiting for things to unfold. Like, not to push things, just to do your karma, and then you will get the outcome.
So you don't like things being pushy?
Yes. I don't. I would say I don't like that.
One of your pet peeves?
Yeah. I would say that. Like, you would hear me say, you're being pushy, or don't be pushy. I don't want to push it. Nobody loves being pushed into anything. Like, everybody loves have their own pace and stuff like that. What's your pet peeve? What's the new one?
New pet peeve for Sean. What's a new pet peeve I do have? I hate when I'm peaceful in my own world and people add drama to my life. That's one of my pet peeves.
Recent ones.
I'm on holidays right now, and I'm trying to enjoy my holidays peacefully as I can. I have 14 days of holiday. I have to book a travel to India, and I come to you, Vish. What should I do in 14 days in India? Yeah. And you have prepared some the best trip for us, so please.
So, as we all know, that India is a vast country.
Mhm.
Everything changes every kilometer, if I have to say so. Like the food, the culture, the language. But India is a land of entertainment. As you know, Hindi film cinema is big. And
What other Hindi films people should watch?
you tell me, you've watched so many Hindi movies.
I watched many, I would say, during my childhood, thanks to my mom. She's a huge fan of Bollywood movies,
Mhm.
and favorite one that comes to mind. I'll take a bit of time to think. I don't have a favorite, but
You would have watched
some
something.
do come to my mind. I really, really love Gajini.
Which one? Gajni.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's also,
it's not a very happy movie to watch,
Yeah.
but the emotional depth of each character, of the main character, is very, very deep.
that movie is quite. I'm still not over it that the guy, like the girl, couldn't tell the guy that, or
Yeah,
the vice versa, I guess.
yeah,
I'm
we won't
confusing.
spoil things. Yeah, for the movie. So
But yeah, it's a good one.
It's basically like a thriller.
Mhm.
So it's a thriller.
Yeah.
So
It's a good one.
I also loved Three Idiots.
Yeah.
Watch this movie. Three Idiots, very eye opening on, I guess, the
In the
intensive culture
Yeah.
of learning.
education. Yeah, that kind of
Uh,
was a game changer when it launched in India, because there's quite a pressure on most of us
Mhm.
to get good grades, and it has to be this or that.
And third one that comes to my mind, I think I will always watch it if I can. Probably, it's your favorite actor.
My
has-
favorite actor, Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, Mehuna.
Oh yes.
It's such a
Definitely.
lovely movie.
Yeah.
It has a lovely vibe to it.
Yeah.
There's the intensity of the drama, but it has a lovely
Yeah.
school vibes, which I like. Very
Yeah.
funny actions. I don't know how it's ranked among people in your
Oh,
country.
it
If
was a
it's-
blockbuster
Yeah.
when it was
Yeah.
released. So, and Shah Rukh Khan movies are definitely, even if it's not a good movie, I would say it's a good movie.
It's not among the best.
It is. Meh Hoon Na
So-
has been a blockbuster.
Shah Rukh Khan movies. Let me remember some movies of Shah Rukh Khan. Devdas.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I always cry watching that movie.
Om Shanti Om.
Wow, you know quite a bit of Bollywood.
Don, of course.
Yes.
Don. I love Don one. Don one. Yeah.
I don't know, if people would agree with me here or not. But even if he's a villain in any movie, Shah Rukh Khan, I've never hated him. Even in Dar, he's playing a villain, and he's playing a stalker, and he's playing this stalker to a girl, and pursuing her in
Mhm.
all wrong ways. But I'm just in awe of that man, even if he plays a negative character.
And tell me some movies of Shah Rukh Khan. Maybe I will remember them.
Kal Ho Na Ho. It's one of
Oh my God.
Kal Ho Na Ho.
That song is so beautiful. The main title track.
Yes,
It's very beautiful.
it's meaningful. It's a very good
That
one.
movie is deep.
Yeah,
He has, I think,
he has
he's
some
in terminal.
heart ailment.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He
That
loves to
movie-
die in movies. This guy.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what makes him so popular amongst girls. But you know quite a bit of Bollywood.
I know. My
Yeah.
mom put me to sit there and watch those.
Good job, thank you, Auntie.
It's so phony. It's corny. Some of them are great, but
Mhm.
it's cool. I love the corny comedies also.
Yeah.
You know,
Have you watched Hera Fairy?
Yeah, of course I watched.
That's
It makes
comedy.
me. Johnny Lever is a good actor. I
He's
love
so
Johnny
good.
Lever.
He's not.
He's
in-
so good.
I don't know if he's in Hera Fairy. Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in. He's in part 2.
Yeah, in the part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the phase when my mom was putting these movies. It was enjoying more time with my
Mhm.
mom, I would say.
Yeah.
We were stuck. We were supposed to go on a 14
Days trip.
14 days trip.
I think because India is so vast, and just getting Sean to visit India for 14 days was a tough job. So here, what I would suggest the most interesting part, because you mentioned you like history, you like culture and stuff like that. We have a very interesting 14
I do
days.
love a good party also.
Oh, for that you will need another 14 days in India.
Oh.
Yeah, you need to choose.
So you can do like mixed party holidays with culture holidays.
Mm,
That's I think a very important point. Like, can we mix party and cultural?
maybe if we do
No.
like a southern, so Goa is most popular place for chilling and partying and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's quite famous amongst international tourists as well.
Mhm.
So maybe Goa and Mumbai is something that you can look at.
Mhm.
Goa, Mumbai, Pune, because it's like in one straight, same proximity.
Mhm.
That's one of the options. But what I was also going to suggest was a mix of Jaipur, Delhi, and MP, which is Madhya Pradesh. So it's like a golden triangle, which
Okay.
mostly people want to prefer. It also covers Agra, where you have Taj Mahal.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So you have a mix of so in Jaipur you will see all the royalties and all the palaces from the history where we had all these Raja Maharajas and stuff like that. So all the royalties in Jaipur. Then in Delhi you can experience a lot of food, culture, and there are a lot of other cultural stuff that happens in Delhi. So that's one more thing. Moving back to Agra and MP, there are so many caves and where you can see the art. And Agra, definitely, there are many forts, and especially Taj Mahal is one of the very the monument that everybody wants to see. So definitely these couple of cities within 14 days, considering your rest days, and because you'll be having so much Indian food, you will also need break times for your stomach.
Yeah. I do agree.
So you would need probably 14 to
They
18
don't have
days.
mild.
Our mild- the
What is
mild-
mild in India?
The mild would not be mild. So you will have to ask everywhere, no chilies. Exactly, like no chilies.
It's not
because
insulting, right?
No. It's definitely not. You just have to request that
Yeah.
that's your preference.
Yeah.
And because you are visiting and stuff like that, you want to enjoy to the fullest and not just have bathroom breaks.
So what is a little bit of chili looks like?
I would say it will still be spicy. I would still say it will be spicy.
So is little like this, or
it's not the quantity. So it's how I think it's made. So so there are if you have if you put this much, but it will have a high chili content. I don't know if I'm making sense. But
Yeah.
the quantity doesn't define the spiciness. It's how it's made.
it's like alcohol percentage?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly
It's
like
like
that.
chili percentage.
Yeah, so there are chili powder, which is only for color, which only adds color, but it's not spicy.
Okay.
And there are chili which you just put like a pinch, but it's like boom. Yeah, it's so spicy. So definitely ask for no spicy at all.
Okay. So there's no little.
Though no little.
No little.
So
okay.
what you ask here when you say mild, when we eat Indian food here, it's not. It's mild. But if you go back to India and you ask for mild, it's not mild. It would definitely be spicy.
Okay. So we have the golden triangle of destination. For a party destination, we have Goa.
Party destination, definitely. Mumbai and Goa. And Delhi too.
Yeah. So I'll keep those places in mind. Like, is there any sort of cultural things which we should know before traveling to India?
So India is very the motto that we go with is Atithi Devo Bhava, which means, if I have to translate that, we treat the guest as a god. So the thing that any Indian probably you will encounter back home and even here would treat you, would feed you to the fullest. You are never going out of the house without having food. And it's just, I think, because you and anybody else who's visiting India would speak in English, should not it wouldn't be much of a difference. But when you speak in Hindi, there are different ways of talking to somebody who is younger to you, somebody of your age, and somebody older to you. So that's the way you give respect. So that's one of the things, but nothing that comes to my mind where you have to be cognizant of. I think we are chill people. We like to party.
And what would you say, like, what are in terms of lifestyle of everyday, how is the Indian society different from the Canadian society or the international society that you see here?
The work culture.
Basically, the everyday life, when you go out or like.
So it's very tough for me to just talk about the entire country, India, because every state has its own way of
And you're from which
culture.
state? Just to.
I was working in Maharashtra, like Mumbai, which is in Maharashtra province, if I have to say so. So Mumbai is very fast paced. If I have to put my life, a day in my life in Mumbai, I used to start my day at 6 a.m. And it used to conclude by 9 or 10 p.m. So I was constantly on the go. There was not even a minute where I'm not doing something. So it was quite hectic. And I can say that I would say the work-life balance is better here. People respect time and the value you bring to the table. It is similar. It is same, I would say, in India as well, but work-life balance is kind of a little blurred, and you really have to make a conscious effort to have a work-life balance. Here, because I'm not full-time working right now, I am not really sure how it would work, but from what I see and how people have work deadlines and working hours, I feel that work-life balance probably is better in Canada.
What would you do differently? Knowing what you have experienced throughout this first year, what would you do differently if you had to do things differently during that year? What would you do more, or what would you not do? Let's say, what would you have done differently first?
Yeah, I think I would take it as if I had to tell Vishakha a year back for an advice.
So let's say you're talking to Vishakha, who is in India right now, starting to pack her suitcase.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to that girl?
That
lady.
Thank you. I think I would tell my 1 year younger self that it's okay to slow down and not to be so hard on yourself to achieve something, and to give yourself the mental break. That's really important, because that's what I think really changed me as a person here. I was an advocate for mental health anyway, but I did not personally experienced it before coming to Canada. So I would tell my younger self that be prepared and start working on the mental health from much before. Like, spend your time with yourself from much before, so that it just doesn't come to you at all once.
What would she need to be prepared for? What?
I would say prepared for being with yourself, because when you're moving to another country, you can only trust yourself. You cannot much rely on external factors. Yes, they are available, but you need to trust yourself and trust your journey, and give more time to yourself in terms of growth, in terms of knowing yourself more. So if I would have started doing that much before coming here, I would have been comfortably, transitioning into that phase. I wouldn't have that few difficult months. But I think it was a learning. You know things, but it's difficult to implement till the time you have learned it by yourself and experienced it by yourself. So I would definitely have given the same advice to myself in India last year, and anybody who's coming from India right now, that it will be a difficult transition, but not but not very challenging if you're prepared to ask for help and be there for yourself and be easy with yourself.
And what are the things like you would not do?
I wouldn't do here in
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah, but you did.
I don't think there is anything. I literally have enjoyed my first semester.
Mhm.
I did what I wanted to. I've scored the grades I wanted to. I've been with spend time with my friends like I wanted to. So I don't think there's anything that I regret, because I believe in growth and I believe in learning from the mistakes and hopefully not repeating it.
Yeah.
So I've had my share of learning experiences, some tough ones and some just as I have grown into it. But I would not change anything from the last 10 months. I feel better and I feel more empowered uh, being in this journey, and it's fine. Like, things will happen at its own time, and just give it time. I would just say that.
And is there like any advice you would love to give to international students who are coming just like you to SLC or Canada, or even like people from your country coming from India to Canada? What advice do you have in general?
I would say that be prepared, because it's a big change for any student to leave their home, not only India, but from anywhere. So to be open to the possibilities and not to be closed about any thought, just be open about accepting things, learning how you want to learn things, and it will be fine. It will be a challenging journey, but eventually it will all fall into place. Everything will be fine. I would just believe, and I would say that if you give time to something and if you trust yourself, things will be fine. So don't be hard on yourself, is what I want to give a piece of advice to anyone who's moving, uprooting themselves from their home countries and trying to make a life in a new country.
And so you received your certificate a few days ago?
Yes.
Yeah?
It was I was like flying, I would say. It was such a beautiful feeling.
Yeah. What's next now with that certificate in hand? What's next in the adventures of Vishakha?
I like how you say that. So I plan to move to Toronto for another course, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a more niche program into sports and event marketing, and it's going to be another year of studies, hopefully a good one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to my time in Toronto, because it's gonna be a fast-paced life that I'm going back to. So I'm just gearing up for that.
Yeah. So you feel ready to go?
I am so pumped up. I'm so pumped up to be in Toronto.
So, and you have been an amazing friend to have, and I can only wish you the best. Very, very best in Toronto.
Thank you.
Oh, is there a question that I forgot to ask you? But I should have.
Not really, but I think I forgot to mention my sister when you asked me what would I get from home, like when you mentioned about what would I miss the most.
Yeah.
My parents just sent her for me, so she's in Toronto, and that's the major decision that I took, because we had to live together. So I have a part of home with me in Toronto. So
thank you, Vishakha, for making time to come on the podcast. It was great having you speaking about your international student journey coming from India to SLC Kingston. And we are going to have much more of those international student journeys where you can learn about their funny misadventures, their lives since they come here. And we will have different countries such as Ukraine, we have Philippines, we have Russia, Colombia, Nigeria, many more countries coming up, Brazil, and yeah, we look forward to this wonderful family of SLC from across the world on the podcast, and we will continue to have very amazing subjects coming up. We do have an episode coming up soon about dating advices, which will be hosted by Gabby,
Wow.
and there will be Jaden, Ben, a whole panel of giving advice. I will be behind the screen laughing a lot about this episode. It will be fun, so do send your questions if you have any dating concerns right now. We will have our student expert answering to your dating. No, I won't, because I think I will mess up completely. You know what happened. So, anyways, thank you for watching this episode, and it's an episode every Tuesday on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and thank you for watching till the end. And yeah, tell us what you think about the podcast, and have an amazing week again at SLC. See you soon next week. Bye bye.